This is Quantum Recall, and I am your humble host, Paul Vincent Serini. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Today on the program, the all-week internet outages that drove me insane. Stallone's Netflix documentary, finishing the war of art, the absurd movie Mannequin from the 80s, failed telekinesis on my part, baklava memory tricks, and some new raw commentary on relationships and Hollywood's beauty destruction machine. Let's go! Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Quantum Recall, welcome everyone. As long as that music is going, I might as well just leave. It's like I say every week, I don't hear the intro music because of the very interesting, unique, special way that this has to be mixed. And so I just guess I'll just try to fill it. I gotta warm up, okay? I could tell before when I was praying, getting ready to go, that my mind is a little out of it today. I woke up a little early. I woke up at about 5:30. 5:30? I would like to go to 6 or 6:30, but I got up and I was productive nonetheless. I was in bed and I was not happy in bed. I was unrested because of dreams I had that made me feel disturbed. But I'm okay now. Like I did my morning workout. I worked out my legs. I read. I did some meditation. A guy fixed my front lawn. I'm worried about my front lawn because I have these heinous dry patches, and he came and he fixed my front lawn. And I must admit the value was amazing for all the sprinkler heads that he replaced and resituated them the way he dug in the ground to resituate them to get them to have good water coverage. Does that sound boring to you? Is this how I'm starting this show? It really is. What I want to begin by saying is my cousin Mark just had his second grandchild, which is amazing. It gives perspective to time because I feel time getting on. I can't believe he's 5 years younger than I am, and he's a grandfather twice now. Beautiful new baby. I saw the picture. I'm not going to show it to you. That would not be right for me to show you. It's not my business to show you. It's private. It's personal. But I'm happy for them. That's really nice. My cousin did relay a story, though. He said that the nurse told him that there are guys who bring their game systems to the nursery during delivery because they're so bored and they're so addicted to their games that they can't stop. And I'm fascinated by that. Here's this momentous occasion in your life, and you'd think it would be so special and amazing that you want to remember what's happening. No, but you got to bring your game system. And so I think that's crazy. I had to mention that, but it really is. It's ridiculous. I mean, soak up the moment, bro. I never heard of that. I just think that's fascinating, and I'll leave it at that. You bring your gaming system to the nursery while you're giving birth to your child. What the hell, man? Don't do that. Speaking of other things that are kind of batshit crazy, I went to do Little Bro Show in the other room on Saturday night and had internet troubles the whole night. The stream that went out, somehow it succeeded, but I know it was clipping on and off. And so when it does that, the recording program adjusts the bit rate. And so I could tell watching it that it was a lower visual quality. It lowers the quality of the video to compensate for the problem. I was having a connection problem that was like a signal problem with my internet that the dude from T-Mobile had to come and dig up the router underneath my front lawn and resolve. He put it in a different input, and it's all resolved now, but it drove me batshit crazy because it's like I couldn't work my normal way. I couldn't watch TV my normal way. I was watching DVDs that I haven't seen for a long time. And here's one of them right here. This movie Happiness is batshit crazy. Have you ever seen this movie Happiness? Happiness? What's the name of this man who's in this movie right here? This is the fellow that died. He's a really excellent actor. There are a lot of cool actors in this, and I kind of really like this one lady who's playing a 30-year-old. This was made in 1989, and the words here are way too small for me to discern. I need It's amazing how they do that. I'm looking for the name of a specific actor in this because he's exceptional and everyone knows who he is. Do you recognize him, that guy right there? So this is a disturbing movie. It has some great funny humor in it. There are parts that made me bust out laughing, but the central storyline I don't want to divulge to you. I think you should watch it and feel disgusted by it, feel revolted by it, but it'll keep you entertained because of the strange disgust. Philip Seymour Hoffman is this guy right here. I knew it would come to me. Philip Seymour Hoffman, he played a very funny character in this. Several people did. And I don't know the name of this actress. She was in a TV show called Hung, and she reminds me of Professor Jane Neller from Colorado State University in her more youthful days, of course, because I think Jane Neller now is quite a bit older. Not this lady, but looks like this lady. If I were going to pick a lady to play Professor Jane Neller, philosopher, studious investigator of Immanuel Kant philosophy lady, I would pick this lady to play her. And she's in the TV show Hung, so if you want to see who that is. Very funny. I did not tell you the most disgusting part of this story because I don't want to spoil it for you. But I just want you to take my word for it. Watch this movie. Internet is fixed. I kept going to want to do things. It would come on for 10 minutes, go off for 5 minutes, and there were all these things I was trying to do while it was intermittent, and I couldn't just be on my phone and satisfy myself either because my phone has very shitty signal in my house, so it wasn't an adequate substitute. So I had to make ways. So I read a lot, which is good. I like doing that. I actually find that to be very calming. I read books. Let's see. What else do we have, dude? We'll move on and talk about... I watched a documentary on Netflix last week for the second time about Sylvester Stallone, and it basically just tells the story of his creative life, starting from when he was little all the way up to becoming famous with Rocky and the things he had to do to make inroads creatively into the entertainment industry were fascinating. He even has like some kind of paralyzed face, which I think is fascinating. I don't know if people know that about him, but that's one of the things he had to overcome. And if you don't know that, then you might not ever notice about that because you adapt and everyone thinks that's just kind of the normal with you. But it's extraordinary the obstacles that Sylvester Stallone overcame to become famous. And he wasn't just going for fame. He wanted to tell stories. And so he became a movie maker with Rocky. And I love that he invented the movie for himself. And he was offered tremendous amounts of money just to sell the script and let someone else be Rocky. But he was like, no, the deal is that I'm attached to the script. And so he busted his ass to be the guy who got to do that. And I love the story of Sylvester Stallone because of what he's overcome in his life. And I feel like at my age and stage, and you're like, Paul, are you going to compare yourself to Sylvester Stallone? Do you think that's fair? And so I am comparing him to me, except not in the sense that I have done it, I have made it. I just got to thinking, and so yeah, I'm sort of like projecting myself onto his story a little bit in terms of I invented what you're seeing here and now in my other Baby Bro show and the pre-show. They are all my inventions to cater to me and my weird personality. And this is to some extent performance art. I am a performer. And I do this. I can't even give you a good reason why I do it. I just like the feeling when I do it. I like expressing myself this way. All the people who influenced me made me want to do this. And this, if I didn't live in the time period that we live in, which is amazing and wonderful and cursed all at the same time. It's so cursed, in fact, that before we were starting this today and I was eating lunch, I was listening to that guy right there and feeling immensely disturbed by some of the things he's saying. Some of the things I've heard him say, but they're things about the world that I believe. And so I'm like, all the more reason that I have this sense of urgency in my life right now to go, pursue this, do this, try to blow this up, make it special, make it unique. I pray to be creative when I do this. I pray to be vibrant and over the top and have fun with it and to be insightful and funny and humorous. And one of the things I say is to honor God somehow with it. And sometimes I go over I mean, like, God probably doesn't want me to show you this earthly, super earthly movie, but this is a good movie. God's got to, God being the super creator of all, number one super creator of everything, he must have some appreciation for creatives who tell a story like this, because this does tell a story of sin. Super sin. One of the worst sins. Like, the worst guy in this, I would probably beat the living shit out of him, and I think a lot of people would, because it makes sense. And I'm not saying I hate people by any stretch of the imagination. But I feel like I'm doing my destiny here. This is my destiny. I love what I'm doing here to entertain. And not a lot of people have caught up with it yet. And that's fine. Like, the trick is just to keep going. Like, I'm not here. Like, I want to keep going. And I had this anxiousness before I started this today. I bumped my knee on this table. You talk about commitment. I think I've bumped my knee on this table more than once doing this. And so today was the first time I thought, well, after swearing my ass off and screaming some horrible things, which I'm sorry for, but I'm glad you didn't hear it, I'm like, I'm going to tape something like a small pillow around this so that if I ever bump my knee on it again, I have a stupid chair upstairs like that too, where the edges on the arms here, you're always bumping your arm and hurting yourself on there. Worse than a funny bone, just like boom, this wooden thing. It's like whoever designed that chair is asinine. So I'm going to put a soft surface here and we're going to deal with that. I'm reminding myself as I watch this back and I evaluate it, I'm going to make a little note and I'm going to be like, oh yeah, what the hell am I going to do to tie? I'm going to tie it on there at knee height so that it never happens again. Can you tell that it made me passionately angry when it happened? I start feeling angry thinking about it. Because 2 seconds ago, before coming in here, I literally said to myself, like, just relax. There's no hurry. And I'm like talking myself into this relaxed state. And then as soon as I sat down right after that, not kidding, it's like, oh, darn it. That hurt. So yeah, Sylvester Stallone. So I have the latitude to express myself any way I want. And whether anyone likes that or not, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm doing it. And I do it for moi. We dream about accomplishing things in life. I dream about this being a big thing. We think about them. We have extensive, elaborate fantasies and plans for things, making a lot of money, knowing a lot of people, getting connected, meeting people through it, like being led somewhere that's like destined. It's a fantasy. But when the fantasy becomes reality, suddenly the reality does not comport in the same way to the way you imagined it. Maybe if you have a lot of money, that comports. I don't know what you would do with the money necessarily. Having tons of money might change the way people treat you. I'm already in an echelon of, financial class where some people might treat me strangely because of my advantages. My blessings, I call them blessings. People call them white privilege sometimes. And I'm like, dude, give me a break. I don't want to go down that avenue right there talking, but regardless of the good that comes, there will always be a dark side to everything you accomplish. So I wonder, like, if I make it with this, what's going to be that dark side? Even like Sylvester Stallone talked about that dark side in that thing once he made it, because he was the one who made me think about this, that you have elaborate fantasies about your creative success, and then once it happens, you start to realize the dark side of it. It's not all rosy. Some people think it's going to be all great and wonderful once you make it, but no, life still continues to be life, and problems and situations emerge, and different kinds of obstacles that are totally unique. Because you're successful now, you have to overcome them in a whole different way. So life always has the dark side, teaching you a lesson from that angle. Oh, shit, I don't know what the hell with me. But like, I finished reading this. A little relevant to what I was just talking about is the war of art. Everything we do to overcome obstacles. That's what this is all about. The resistance in your head that is like the devil always being like, no. And your loved ones who love you, but they're like, no, yeah. Here's one of my buddies. His parents were like, when we wanted to play music, they're like, you can do that, but you'll just wind up wasting all your time. And so now I'm wondering, like, where we are in life right now, how would you assess the value of your time that passed? Was it wasted? Because if it was wasted and we didn't do it, which we didn't do it, then like we could have at least done it and known we tried to do it. So, but The War of Art, this was very good. Actually, I heard Howard Stern mention this book recently when I was listening to a video from him. And so I immediately went and bought it. Every time I'm reading a book and they mention a book, I go and buy a book. And I bought another one today on eBay, and there was another one for $30 plus shipping. That was like an original publication from like 1912. And I was like, I don't think I can do that. But then I found that it was reprinted for $10 on Amazon. I'll probably do that. I'm still reading that book, Rest, and it's fascinating. I love that. So I do recommend this book, The War of Art for Creatives. Let it inspire you to overcome whatever obstacles stand in your way. This is true in business and in life. You got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. Sometimes I'm frustrated, and I try to not entertain any dark thoughts about exiting early. I sing a song, karaoke song from Frank Sinatra, That's Life. And I'm always reminded when I sing it that I'm not quitting. That's very much what the lyrics say in there. Like, I would know it in my head if I heard the song playing right now, but I don't know. I can't just rattle off the lyrics unless if I hear the song, it's like, oh, I have this memorized. But without the song, it's like, where are the words? I don't have the words because the song's not around me right now. But because I know I'm gonna change that tune when I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it seems, and I know I'm gonna change that tune. I'm just thinking about it. I'm thinking about if I can think of more words. That was a little awkward dead air after being so like enthusiastic and weird. I drafted an extremely long, well thought out objective for AI that I've begun having this interaction, and I'm saving the thread to go back and try to develop on it, to build a business model. And I also have to do another long draft of like how I'm going to use it to assist me here. That's a separate matter, but I have this research I'm doing on trying to find a business model where the light pops on in my head and I go, oh my gosh, I can see that opportunity. And it would almost be fun to pull that off and do that. As long as it doesn't involve me picking up the phone and selling to people like, hey, can I try to sell you this? Give me your credit card. No, I'm talking about creating something that I put in 10, 20, 50, maybe 100 hours setting something up. 100 very focused hours, I might add. And seeing if I can pull off an amazing business model. In addition to all that I'm doing here already, which is a lot, producing this content. And knowing that I'm already tapped to the gills, that's the beauty of AI, is I'm wanting AI to free me to do all the things that I want to do, including like publish a magazine and publish a comic book. I will keep saying that until some dudes are like, hey, I illustrate, I write, or I can letter. I want to get a team together and I want to do something. I'm not kidding. And I will pay for the publishing. And I have an idea for the deal, and I want to promote this show in there, in the comic book and the magazine naturally. But contributors, people who are like, hey, I see a guy who's crazy who wants to do these things, and do you want to be a part of it? Do you want to have your name on it? Do you want to have like a developed professional resume? So I'm building this thing. I drafted a long thing this week. And the moment that I went to feed it to AI in one of the fleeting moments when the internet was up, the internet went down. And then like the internet was off for a long time, but I kept the window open, and somehow later on it reconnected. And when I came back, the answer was there. And I had the AI set to do the expert long thinking. I told the AI something like, you can go away and think about this for an hour. Don't come back to me in a few minutes. Go away and think of original ideas to come back to me to propose to me. And it did give me a list, and I'm going to have to go in and break it down. Can you explain what this is, what that is? I think I like that one. Let's explore that one a little bit. All that I'm doing already, just interacting and chatting with AI. And because it doesn't remember stuff about you, when you've been talking to it forever about all these personal things, I copy these threads. And I even say to the AI, I go, okay, today we started this thread. We talked about all of this. Would you please repost every interaction since I started with you all in one so I can copy and paste it all and save it all and come back to it with you at a later time? And so that's a practical use, actually. You should do that. If you use AI and you're frustrated that it doesn't remember stuff, save your threads and then just post the whole thread back in there. I had a whole thread going when my foot was messed up, when my toe was screwed up. I still have the long thread, and so I would come back and say, how does my toe look, and show new pictures and getting medical advice. And today the bill came for getting my toenail removed. Woo-wee! I'm so glad I did that, but it's so expensive. When I think about how I was in the doctor's office for less than an hour, if you add up all the doctor visits I had with each one of the 3 separate people on 3 separate occasions, it all adds up to less than an hour. But the bill for this particular problem comes to over $1,300, and that doesn't count the trip to the dermatologist when they didn't know what doctor I have to go to. Yeah. Well, that's the story in any case. We're about at a half an hour almost, and I have more stuff to talk about. And I want to take you into the first break of the day because I have a few more things I want to talk about before I do some commentary on videos. And the time starts running out. In the second half an hour, all of a sudden at the top of the first hour being completed, I'm like, whoa, whoa, like Joey from Blossom. Whoa, whoa, Blossom, whoa. Yeah, I'm going to take you into my first break right now, and I'm going to encourage you to stick with me, dag nabbit. Stick with me, dadgummit, because I'm going to be back and I'm going to be more silly, and it's functioning fine. The stream seems to be functioning fine. Everything's going well, and I will just make sure I'm on the very correct thing here. I want to go like this, and I want to go like so. I want to make sure of this, that, and the other thing, and that's break 1. And okay, everybody, stick with me. I'll be right back.
topics, comic book reviews, and pure Paul. Weird, quirky, edgy, and humorously unhinged.
Weird, quirky, edgy, and humorously unhinged.
Dive in for takes that hit different.
Dive in for takes that hit different.
QR Dizzle, Saturday nights at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Streaming live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. QR Dizzle, Saturday nights at 7:30 p.m.
Hello, everyone. This is Quantum Recall, and I have returned. I have returned to hopefully entertain you in some kind of decent, meaningful way. Oh, golly, oh, golly, oh, golly, oh, golly. I watched the other night when I was on my imposed sabbatical from internet, not being happy that it was down. Here's one of the movies I watched from the 80s. Mannequin with Kim Cattrall. Boy, I love that lady. I'm telling you, there are many a lady in the past that passed their prime in the past, Kim Cattrall being one of them. I would move mountains to time travel back to be with that woman. And of course, why wouldn't she want to be with me? I'm the man from the future, Kim Cattrall. Maybe, like, if I were just some regular guy in the 80s at my age and stage, she'd be like, whatever, dude. When I'm like, hey, I come from 2026. Don't you want to be with me? And she'd be like, that'll distinguish me. Maybe she'll want to be with me because, as actresses do, they want to be with a power couple. And I am the time traveler who will get with Kim Cattrall. I swear to you. Good movie. She's so hot in it. What a happy ending. The happy ending in this, if I directed it, it would just be a little bit different. Do you know why? The dude, Andrew McCarthy? Andrew McCarthy's his name. Famous guy. My sister met him. She was all raving about meeting him. Andrew McCarthy, is that your name? Where are the names on here? Oh, yes. Mannequin 2. Oh, yeah. Andrew McCarthy is his name. The end of the movie features them getting married. He marries a mannequin. Can you believe that? Dude married a mannequin that he invented. Everyone in the movie thought he was crazy because they see him talking to a mannequin, but the mannequin was alive. She was a reincarnated spirit from ancient Egypt. What a stupid story. But what I like about it is that they seemingly did in the storyline truly fall in love. And at the end, they're getting married. And if I could just do one thing as the director, do you know what I would do? Tell me now, Paul. What would you do? Tell me now. Tell me now. Tell me now. All right. I would be like, Kim, we're going to film this scene again. And while you're up there on the altar, I want you to stare at him like your eyes are on fire for him. Alpha male gaze. And then, like, that's what I would be screaming at her as we're filming it. Look at him like the way women look at Leonardo DiCaprio. Alpha male gaze. Give it to her. Or give it to him right now. Stare at him like he is the greatest man on the planet. Okay? I accomplished my goal with this right here. So Andrew McCarthy, I said McCartney, I wrote it down here, but it is actually McCarthy. I wrote it down incorrectly. I think maybe autocorrect screwed that up. He played a super dork in it. And it's kind of annoying what a super dork he was. It's like, no wonder so many men of my generation are beta male wimps. Because, like, they are just such sissified pushovers. And so I noticed that about this movie, that he was a very wimpy man. But it was worth watching. I bought this for a very small sum. And it actually prompted me to finally put it in my DVD player this week when the internet went out. So I figured I'd give you that recommendation. I've never seen part 2. And it's likely that I will only watch that movie, part 2, if my internet goes out or there's some kind of Armageddon event which causes me not to be able to use the internet anymore. I don't anticipate. Looks like they have the same black dude in it, though. A dude whose name was Hollywood. I liked that character. He was supportive and kind. I liked him. Hollywood was cool. He looked like a comedian friend of mine by the name of Dick Black. Some of you from the past might know that name. Did look like him, only very effeminate. That is the truth about him in that. All right. Now we move on to another new special moment right here, which is what I like to call drink. Alrighty. And I have something new today. It's not one of the previous kombuchas. It's a new kombucha. This I don't understand. It's a kombucha called Hum. I'm going to give you a hum. Not probiotic kombucha. Do they have any marketing on here? Weizmannia coagulans, Bacillus subtilis. They list the bacteria in here. Bacillus clausii. I know I'm reading it wrong, but it's kind of funny. Gut, immune, and everyday stress support. Oh, will this support my stress? Well, then I need that. I need it to support me because I suffer from stress. I do. Don't I? I suppose I do. All right. Review of the can. I'm not a big fan of the tin can or the stainless steel can. It's just not that cool to me. But I will be fair to the taste. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like you're hiding something from me. For some reason, I feel like there could be a mouse hidden in here. I'm not saying that's ever happened in your factory. It's just a long, old storyline that there's a mouse inside of a beverage and you get sued. So when I see a closed can, I think that was in a movie or something. I think the guys in Strange Brew, Rick Moranis and the other dude, were trying to put a mouse inside of a beer bottle and say that the mouse was inside the beer bottle and that they wanted a bunch of free beer. And truthfully. No, but yes. So I'm imagining some kind of small animal in this. But okay, pineapple, turmeric, black pepper flavor. Is there anything else here? The little aluminum bottle holds delicious, refreshing bubbles made with a triple biotic stack to bring you the gut-loving power of probiotics. I'm not going to read all that. With the perfect blend of sweet and juicy pineapple with a touch of heat from turmeric and pepper, you'll never go back to drinking boring booch again. Booch? It's booch. The booch. I guess I've heard that before. Hum. HUMM.com. Okay, here it goes. We're going to please don't explode all over me. Oh my. It's kind of hard to open, and I'm a strong man. Did you hear that? Very slight. Very slight. The smell of it. Okay. Yeah, it smells like pineapple. All right. It has a kind of a beer-looking color. Can we hear the bubbles? Let's cut that off and go like this. Can you hear that? I can hear it very vividly. I wonder if it'll come on the recording well. All right. First official taste test coming in 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, then. Yeah, yummy. I can deal with it. It's okay. I don't like the tin can, but the drink itself is good. Oh, I do want to look and see. I want to make sure there's nothing like caffeine in here. Carbonated kombucha, filtered blah, turmeric blah, 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 zinc, glutamate. Blah, 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 blah. I don't see any caffeine in here. Okay, that's good. Because I don't want caffeine. I want to say no to caffeine. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Cheers to all of you. Now we move on to talk. I just have Many times in my life, ever since I was little, ever since I saw Star Wars and any other movie where there was telekinesis featured. I'm trying to think, what movies are those where there's telekinesis involved? Moving objects with your mind. I've tried to do that a million times and failed. But you still want it. You still try it. You still have that childhood fantasy. Doesn't matter when you grew up. I suppose it does. Maybe, boring weirdos don't think about moving things with their minds, but I sure do. Boring weirdos, why wouldn't you? Has everyone tried this? I'm just saying, if you haven't, then you're a boring weirdo. This needs to be the standard to whether you are punished with eternal damnation or not. Because if you have faith, you can move things with your mind. Just like Luke Skywalker. I'm not kidding. So I want to see if I can elevate this. So watch the end credits. I do it in the end credits of this show today. Watch the end credits and you'll see me elevating glasses of wine. But I tried this again the night before last. I was lying on my couch, I don't know which is correct, dag nabbit. But golly, I looked on my table and I was like, I want my bottle of water. My stainless steel bottle of water, of which there is no mouse in, I guarantee you. I assure you. No mouse. Ever. Very careful about that. It's always closed when I'm not drinking it. When would a mouse get in there? Unless someone put it in there on purpose. I went to move the bottle with my mind, and lo and behold, same story, it did not work. Doggone it. I want to move things with my mind, though. And that's all I really wanted to say. I just had that thought, and I tried to spew it at you in the most strange, creative way, but whatever. Whatever. Another thing I do. There's this word baklava. It's this yummy dessert you get in certain places, like Middle Eastern restaurants have it sometimes. We go to this restaurant where these people are from Lebanon. They make very good food there. But the food there, we call it the Syrian restaurant. I don't know why, because it used to be owned by Syrian people. So we still call it the Syrian restaurant, even though it's owned and operated by a very nice family of people from Lebanon. And so they have this stuff called baklava. And for the longest time, I knew they had this dessert. I like eating this dessert. I've eaten this dessert countless times. And I think to myself, what the hell is the name of that dessert? And finally, when I hear the word one time recently, I go, okay, I'm going to commit to remembering this word. What can I do to remember this word? Baklava. What can I do to remember this word baklava? So I think bak. Like the composer, but that's not enough. I can't do it with just the composer. So I think of someone who's made a more meaningful impression on me, a great singer, one of the best of our time in his prime, Sebastian Bach from Skid Row. I started calling Sebastian Baklava. And now every time I want that dessert, I think of the lead singer of Skid Row and I go, Sebastian Baklava. And I know that dessert now. I learned the dessert. Similarly, I went, it's 2026. I got my truck 15 years ago. It was 14 years ago, delivered on Halloween. And I never bothered to memorize my license plate number. And I'm not going to tell you what my license plate number is. But you can look up my name and find me either way. But I'm not going to tell you what it is. And so suddenly I had to start memorizing my license plate number so that I could get the parking paid for, the parking validated when I go down to see my chiropractor. Oh yeah, as soon as I start having this, it's a burpee beverage, you know what I mean? But I remember it took me 14 years to commit to memorizing it, and I have a word associated with the acronyms in that also. But I'm not going to tell you what they are because I don't want you to know. But you can go back and listen to my name and you can search me online. And you can probably find my license plate number. God knows. But I'm just telling you, word association is fantastic. So I'm going to have me some Sebastian Baklava while I go down and get my chiropractor treatment. And I successfully remember my freaking license plate number, which I forgot for 14 years. I was too lazy to learn. Now I know it from memory. It's even in my phone. An AI is looking at my phone. I know it's looking at every picture in my phone because I say license plate and there's the picture of the license plate. It knows every picture I take. So if I say nude woman, no nude women come up. But if I say Muppet, I have a picture of Kyle Clark from 9 News that I made into a Muppet on my phone. And by golly, I say Muppet and there's Kyle Clark as a Muppet on my phone. And there's also one of Alex Jones. There's one of me. It recognizes all those things and it makes bloody sense of those things. Okay, I got to go on. Because once I start doing the accents, it means I'm experiencing insecurity. All right, that's it. And I have nothing else to talk about. So we're going to go and we're going to watch a movie about a woman who does not want to have sex with her husband. I plucked this video from X. It was reposted by Pearl. Pearl, what the hell's her name? Pearl, what's your name? Famous lady Pearl. And she said, I think about it, I hate the host in this. Like the guy talking to this woman, she hates him because he's a beta and he's a twat. Oh yeah, I can't stand looking at him either. Pearl, what's her name? This is the video she posted. So like, why? Here we go. Fame. Oh, okay. She reposted this, and so she's not on this, and I took the one that was reposted. But let me play this video for you, and we'll get into how annoying this guy is, I hope. And I hope I don't look like the jerk. You never know. No, though. That could happen. I could look like the jerk. Let's listen to what he has to say. I don't even know what this man's name is. Redefining identity? Is that intimacy? He's some doctor. Best dad ever. Are you really? Who says?
I really do not like sex.
Okay.
That's funny.
I think the word I use is like I resent it. I resent sex as a whole. Partially I think it's due to a lot of things. For me, it's...
Okay, someone who starts out like that, it's like volumes within a few words. Like you resent sex because you feel shortchanged. Like you married someone and you're not getting the pleasure you want or need. And so you're resenting having been locked down. And so you start projecting all these excuses on things. I'm just guessing. Let's keep going.
Feels very mandatory. I also just have this feeling like I genuinely don't need it. I don't want it. And it's causing issues because I know
think she does. I think she's just saying from her husband she doesn't want it. I mean, I knew a woman who was definitely low libido. And when she got it resolved hormonally, she rejected the resolution because being able to enjoy it scared her. I'm serious. It scared her. I don't know what this woman's deal is, but I don't think it's hormonal. I think it's circumstantial.
Needs it.
I was going to say, are you married?
I am married.
Okay.
I've been married for about 15 months, and I did not have sex before marriage. I was a virgin when I got married, and we kind of didn't anticipate any issues in this regard because, granted, even in the confines of trying to remain a virgin before marriage, you make out and you feel a passionate connection towards one another. And then I got married and it felt like it went away. And now it's to the point where I have absolutely no interest in having sex with my...
That's like not normal at all. And that's sad. Like no interest. Talk about extreme. Like no interest.
At all.
Yeah.
None.
God, what's the point of being married? Like imagine the turmoil that would cause. Like you're supposed to be able to enjoy one another. Like when you meet somebody who you can express yourself with like that and become one, the two of you, that's like an extraordinary, wonderful thing to be able to do that. But then to have it wiped out, it's tragic.
I'm not 100% sure why. I could probably come up with a list of possible reasons, but
would any of those reasons be it's you? I'm just wondering. I would like to know. That's the kind of question I would ask if I were in his place. Is this mixed responsibility? Like, do you take some responsibility for this? Like, can I ask you, are you attracted to other guys? Do you ever enjoy the thought of being with other guys?
And I'm kind of at a point where I don't really know what to do about it because I know while I may not need it, I know he needs it. And it's getting very challenging for me because I'm just kind of in this, please don't touch me. I don't want to be touched. I don't feel like this, doing this today. And even
like she
the
says,
times that I kind of...
She says that she resents like the idea of sex. But when I hear a woman saying that, if I were with a woman, I would resent that. I would be like up in arms, like, well, what the hell is wrong with me? What? Like, I'll do anything for you. But desire is not negotiable. This is a statement I learned quite a while ago from Rollo Tomasi, and I have to agree, desire is not negotiable with me either. I mean, I have said things privately on the phone to my cousin recently where I'm like, if I'm not attracted in a certain way to a woman, there's no chance that you couldn't even, there are certain women I'm so not attracted to that you couldn't pay me $1 million to complete the act. I wouldn't be able to get it out of my mind because I need to be attracted. It's that bad for me anyway. So I resent sex, not having it. I'm joking. Sometimes I'm glad I don't have those headaches, but who doesn't want to connect and have a passionate love affair that is legitimate and mutual and delights two people? It's fantastic when two people are delighted with one another, seriously.
Muster up enough to have sex with my husband. I mean, I enjoy it once I get there, but getting there is like very hard for me.
Yeah.
And I'm at a point where I don't really know what to do about it, and I want to fix it because I want to have sex.
Of course.
But I don't.
Excellent. Well, number one, thank you for saying that out loud. I imagine you're not telling a whole bunch of people that. Is that fair?
No, I think I've mentioned it to 2 girlfriends.
Okay.
One agreed with me, and one was like, what are you talking
about? Well, I resent that she's going out and taking that private thing to her girlfriend, but whatever. You got to talk to someone about it. I would like to know the nature of those conversations because I bet it's this blame game like he wrong, bad, he bad, man bad, woman perfect, woman can never do anything wrong. I don't know. But carry on.
Okay. I'm going to run through. So,
I already can't stand listening to this guy because I know he's beta male. And even though I'm not saying I'm Mr. Most Alpha in the world, I sure as hell ain't straight up beta anymore at this stage of my life. But if you said to me 27 years ago, I would say, hell yeah, I'm a beta. If knowing what I know now, I declare myself at that age a beta.
And I want you to know you are absolutely not crazy. You're not alone. Okay. And not alone to the tune of millions. Okay. So you're not nuts. Cool.
Good.
Validate me. Thank you. Thank you for the validation, doctor.
I'm going to run through a series of questions that I always ask folks in this situation.
It's not my fault. And thank you for knowing nothing about me, but going on saying it's not my fault. Thank you. Thank you for validating that it's not me. Because you heard me for 2 seconds on the phone, and you must certainly know, right? It's not me.
I know you're talking. I'm talking over you because I can't. I'm not fond of this guy.
Until they're married. Is that sex becomes, to use religious imagery, becomes an idol. It becomes a thing that is going to solve and fix all things.
I don't know about that.
It's going to be...
I don't know where you're coming from on that. Maybe some people over-idealize it.
Like you probably heard it said in your religious organization, your bodies will just know what to do, and it will just be this syncing up and this magic whatever. And I just don't think that's...
That's not the case. That's contemporary over-idealization culturally in society. Especially if you look at rom-coms, the way they over-idealize the living shit out of sex and romance is ridiculous and preposterous. It's bad like pornography in a sense, because people have these way elevated expectations that cannot be fulfilled in the shadow of this cultural influence that says it must be like this, and women like carrying on like, and I'm annoyed when it's like sounding like a woman is carrying on having sex and it sounds phony. It sounds phony. It sounds performative to me. And that always annoys me when it's performative. Like if it's genuine and you're like, oh, wow, you can tell the difference between genuine and performative. And so that's another thing that pop culture does is, well, is she faking it? Because that's what I'm talking about. If you're faking it, it's performative. But like, I just don't always believe it. I don't know. I know when certain times when it was definitely real, hearing the siren song of enjoyable sex, and maybe I have been fooled. but I'm not a fan of the performance. Like, because people who are just love it and love one another, and they have it's chemistry, it's desire, and again, desire is not negotiable.
I'll agree.
And so there's this powerful pressure put on it. And not only that, as a woman, you have this performance pressure and this Instagram world pressure that you've got to compete with, fill in the blanks, all those things. You and your husband how old are you?
I'm 25.
Yeah, so I was just talking about.
At that age, you should be like loving it. If everything's normal, but it's like it could be psychological. I think it is psychological. I think this woman could have the type of man she's attracted to or whatever break that ice in 2 seconds. She's just not into her husband.
Earlier on in the show, y'all both were raised in a culture, whether y'all participated or not, that was raised entirely by pornography. And so
yeah,
you're
bringing up pornography, but I was bringing up just the cultural and aspect in general of movies and the male-female sexual dynamic in those things that over-idealizes it. I think Friends over-idealizes sex between people. Seinfeld over-idealizes sex. A lot of things do. 2 characters that had a real sexual chemistry are Sam Malone and Diane Chambers on Cheers. Those 2 had a real sexual chemistry with one another. And you never saw it, but it was just the way that they spoke to one another about how they thoroughly, authentically loved and enjoyed one another. Like, that is where the desire meets up with the physical reality. And that was a beautiful thing, that love story, by the way. I'm thinking of that as an example. But it's not like that for everybody. God knows it's not like that for everybody. I've dated hot women who were very unenthusiastic about sex. And maybe because it was me. Fair enough. If you don't have the desire for me, we shouldn't be together. But again, I'm not looking for a performance. I'm just looking for, you can tell that you like it with one another. It's mutual, and so have at it under the right circumstances.
Or that this is what it's supposed to look like, and we're all supposed to be screaming and yelling and having chaos, and it's supposed to be fun and exciting, and the wallpaper is just supposed to fall off the walls on its own, and the house catches on fire. That's the world that you've been handed. This is what it's supposed to look like, and there's no playbook for the weird, awkward. What are you do? That is real sex, especially as a couple's getting to know each other.
I don't know why I prefer the way I look. The only thing I want that this guy has is his full head of hair. If you put that head of hair on me, I will outman you 99.9 times out of 100.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so everything feels like failure or screwing up. I don't like this. And depending on our bodies, and this is about experience, this is about genetics, this is about a whole cascade of things. Some bodies respond to failure and to this isn't working right, and this wasn't what my picture was. They respond to that by running head first into that burning building. They're firemen and women. They run straight in. I'm going to solve this problem. Let's keep working on it. And other people get out of the building. They shut.
I don't like that metaphor. Whatever. A fireman. We're solving this. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like sex not being compatible between 2 people or people lacking sexual chemistry. The metaphor of a fireman solving the problem of a fire is not the same thing. Maybe it takes work, but the urgency, I don't know. The urgency of the metaphor is what bugs me here. Not that there's not something to solve there, like a mystery to solve. And like he never says, this dim-witted guy here, I'm sorry, dude, dim-witted, never says, do you love him? Like, what do you? There's no mention of love. It just begins with her resentment, and they're like, there's never an exploration of what might be wrong with the woman that's contributing to this. It's all like the guy. And I'm not saying the guy's free of responsibility either. It's just very one-sided here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So I just want to start this before I ask you questions. Like, start by acknowledging, man, you guys have built a hell of pressure to live up to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, number one, are you Do you have any abuse in your past?
No.
Okay. None that you can think of, or just no? All good.
I guess it depends on the context. Sexual abuse, no. Physical abuse, no. My dad's a little rough around the edges, and I think there's some emotional trauma.
There's something there. That's something. But who knows what that means? Your dad might be a great guy, because, like, I don't know. Who knows?
Comes with that, but I wouldn't consider
in this context, speaking publicly, you're not in a private room where you can speak and be considerate. What I'm saying is, in public, you're going to make yourself look better. You're not going to make yourself look stupid. This is like the Dr. Love scenario metaphor of, like, what you're portraying here is something in public. It's like Judge Judy and their producers on that show. They bring in morons to be morons. And so you are not trying to portray yourself like a moron, but there's this undercurrent of dysfunctionality here that it's like, oh yeah, let's get this girl on the phone. She definitely has a problem. You just go in a circle with her and la-di-da.
Okay.
La-di-freaking-da! Sorry.
Depends on your definition.
Okay.
Definition.
Are you on any
here
sort
we
of birth
go.
control?
No.
No? Just rocking and rolling?
Yeah, I
Is that what you call it?
had a natural family plan. And when doing a lot of my research, I just determined that was the best way to go. And so
Okay.
far, I've had no issues.
Okay. And I'm smiling every time
don't
someone's
know
like,
this guy's
"Nah, dude,
name."
we're just doing it natural." Those are always my friends that ended up with their kids first. But you do you. You do you. Okay. So, and the reason I asked that is, before I did anything, I would go see my doctor about hormones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. That's a valid path. That's a clue right there. I think that's a good suggestion. It might be hormonal, but it also might very well be just a lack of desire, which I don't think you can. You cannot negotiate attraction when it's not there.
100%. Before you do
I want to see what this woman looks like too, because that tells part of the story too. I want to see what the guy looks like, and that tells part of the story too. I want to see the two of them together, and that tells the story of these two.
If we have any more conversations before you go see a counselor, I would have you go get your hormones checked. The hormone regulation is all over the place, and depending on what rabbit hole you go down, it can be diet related, it can be, experience related, it can be genetic.
Yeah.
Who cares? It just is. So I would go have all of those things checked. Have you done that?
I have not.
Okay.
So that's a good idea.
Okay, I would do that. Third, is your husband, you love him. I know that. Is he a jerk?
How do you know that? You just never even ask her that, and you say, I know that. Because I get a feeling like maybe that love is not there. So why do you assume it's there? What kind of help are you providing? Like, instead of saying, do you love him? He goes, I know you love him. I don't get love from her. I don't hear the love, is all I'm saying. Doc.
Or a bully, or a, why won't you do this? Or I want this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It's going to get uncomfortable now.
That has to stop. Because your
Yeah,
body,
I know.
your body's trying to protect you.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was what the answer to this was going to be.
Tell me about him.
So we met. I'm actually originally from Buffalo. I met him when I moved to Pittsburgh after I graduated from college, and
I don't want this guy's looks. I feel like I'll reiterate that. I like my style better. I like the way my mind works better, quite frankly. I think you skip a ton of beats, bro.
is someone who has an addictive personality.
Mm-hmm.
He's also incredibly particular, and it leads to just like endless nitpicking about the most ridiculous.
She sounds nitpicky to me. Just to be perfectly honest, I hear a nitpicky person there.
little things. Some of it seems unnecessary a lot of the times. I deal with it. I have a pretty thick skin, so, I kind of let it roll off my back. I think the problem is that it doesn't really roll on my back.
Nope.
And then it manifests in other ways like this.
Bessel van der Kolk wrote the book, and the title of the book is The Body Keeps the Score.
Yeah.
You can be
I don't
tough
even know what
Buffalo
you're talking
gal
about.
all day long. And
What the
Buffalo
fuck
gals
are
are
you
tough,
talking
make no
about?
mistake, right? But your body might say, oh, you're not leaving? Okay, cool. We're shutting the system down.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I
the
think
fuck.
that's what's been going on.
I mean, talk about making wild leaps. You don't even know what's going on, dude. You talk to someone for 10 minutes and you make these assessments of people when they're not there. You're not digging it into it. You're not probing it. And you don't have enough information yet to say the things that you're saying. But because I've heard this before, I know what's coming next. And it is bizarre and awkward and disturbing.
A lot of times, especially new couples, and again, I say this with all due respect, and if he was on the phone, I would say this to him directly, okay?
Even not knowing him, I'll say it because you know who I am. I'm the guy hosting the show, and I know everything, and so you got to take my word for it. With all due respect, I'll just say it right with him right there, not even knowing him. Because you said he's nitpicky, and then it just must therefore be he's nitpicky. Hashtag me too.
He can have a quote-unquote addictive personality, or he can have OCD, or he can have ADHD. He can have all these
So can she, dude.
things. He can also be an ass,
So can she, dude.
right?
Yeah.
See how like you're characterizing a situation you know nothing about as it's all him.
So you can have all that stuff. Great. That's a context. It's not an excuse to be disrespectful to your wife. It's not an excuse to not help create an environment where
When is
she
this over,
feels
for
her
God's sake?
body feels safe enough to be sexual. And nitpicking and why not this? Why are you wearing that? And, oh my
You
gosh,
hear her
lose
say, so you're assuming that's true and you hear her say that. She might not be nitpicked at all. It just may be something that is she feels uncomfortable. You hear her side of the story and you're all on her side, beta male.
all that crap, like that's creating a world that sex becomes it's a place that sex and intimacy can't inhabit because the world is so toxic. And
this is like this man, if he could be Rollo for Halloween and dress up like Rollo, and it would really look like Rollo if he put the bandana on and had a ponytail or something. But it would be like beta male version of Rollo. It's like Rollo Bizarro Rollo. Bizarro like Superman Bizarro Superman. You know what I'm saying?
Often happens. You become his mom.
Where I missed something in this.
You start taking over responsibility for making sure he feels okay. And it's really hard.
I swear, I don't know if I skipped over a part of this by accident, because I know there was a part in this where she divulges that the husband just, I don't understand all kinds of aspects. She says he had sex with her when she was sleeping, and she was asleep, and she woke up to him having sex with her, and so they were referring to it as the R word. And I can't fathom doing that. When someone's asleep, it's not appropriate to be initiating like that. But I can't fathom how you're asleep, it's happening, and then you wake up to discover it's happening when it's already happening. I would think you'd be roused before that, because those are like sensitive areas. Like if someone comes poking and prodding around my private parts, even when I'm asleep, I'm going to wake up and be like, whoa. So I don't get it. And that's never right for a guy to go imposing his way when there's not an understanding that that's okay. And there's not between these two. I know there was never any discussion of it being okay, but this particular guy interviewing her, I don't think he is a competent professional at all. I think he's missing something human about the big picture, and he's just trying to make an interesting clip. As am I, an interesting clip, but I do care more, I think, about adding insight and truth into the subject matter. Moving on, the second one here is the role of the wife in the home. That's how I have this titled, and I don't remember what this was about. And so we're going to play this one right now here too. All right. Hold up. Bear with me, please, ladies and gentlemen. I Want to make sure.
The fastest way to lose a good man isn't cheating. It's becoming his
I hope that
biggest
shit.
source of stress.
Okay, let's read this. Instead of his peace, men don't leave because someone prettier comes along. They leave because home becomes harder than the outside world. When a man is dealing with work, pressure, and financial stress for providing, he needs one place where he can breathe. That place should be you. Many women forget this. They compete with their man instead of complimenting him. They challenge every decision, question leadership, and turn conversations into debates. That's not partnership. That's exhausting. A man doesn't need to be his therapist. He doesn't need you to be his therapist. Yeah. Mother needs you to be, he doesn't need you to be his mother. He needs you to be a woman. Software, the world, everything else. Okay, I don't like reading this, but the reason I'm not playing the audio is because I'm afraid it's going to throw a copyright strike. So I'm cutting out of this, but I know the message she's delivering about the type of man, type of woman a man wants and needs to have around. And you need to bring peace to the household is one of the things that this woman says. And I appreciate that. I also appreciate the very soft-spoken way she says it and the delicate way that she states it. It makes me want to date that woman right there because she knows what's up. That's a woman I'll go on a date with. And I'll ask her my questions. And by the way, I can be reached here. Just search my name and track me down. What I want to say about that is, though, that even recently, both my parents separately brought up with me the prospect of me dating. And I basically said the same thing to both my parents, that if I am to date, I first of all think they're an extremely small pool of women I'd be willing to date. And it's with conditions. Yes, there are very serious conditions, like she has to bring peace to my life. I have routines. I'm stubborn. I'm complicated. I have the things I'm doing, which I'm not necessarily going to just throw out the window. If it's your shit test to have me throw away the things I like doing creatively or professionally, that's not going to happen. I need a woman who's godly, and I need a woman who's pro-life. And yeah, if that offends you, too bad. That's a deal killer. And she can't look like Wokezilla. She can't be a walking billboard for leftist, womanly liberalism, because I just can't stand that. She's got to be some kind of womanly, gorgeous, womanly she has to be gorgeous. And so, like, I see myself as being able to attract nice, attractive women, but it's like I want to have kids too, so it has to be with some kind of clean slate. I'm not starting the Brady Bunch here. That's not what I want to do. So, clean slate, no baggage. Let's do something nice, but you have to understand, she has to be excited about the things that I do. That's what I'm putting out there. Excited meaning she kind of looks at what I'm doing and goes, I like that he likes doing that, how passionate I am about pouring my heart and soul into doing things well, whether I'm playing guitar, singing, playing drums, working out, doing this show, being silly, like the type of person who gets it, giggles at my jokes, and could sit over there with me and love being in here with me and just giggle at everything I say authentically. Someone who we're on that wavelength and we can't keep our hands off one another legitimately, and not clingy in a way like it's annoying, but we're connected on that super amazing spiritual level. And it's practically like a sacred bond. So I have very high expectations, and it's like I've been through the ringer, and so those are my expectations dating. Oh, and I'm going to play one more video, and then I'm going to take you to my last break. This is a very short one, and it's abundantly weird, and I do certainly have things to say about it. I am grossed out by this. It's only a minute long, and it's from a pop star most of you may already know, named Ariana Grande, being extremely weird. I got things to say, I tell you. Now, I'm going to play the role of father here to Ariana Grande and be like, what the hell? All right, oops. I don't like that feature when it bumps in the corner like that on my laptop either. Now, so I think she's protesting. She poured blood all over herself, which looks ridiculous and psychotic. And so I think she's protesting maybe about cruelty to animals. And so let's hear what she has to say here.
Hey, Ariana Grande here, founder of Arian Beauty, and this is what's in my bag. Check it out. Today I'm just thinking of doing a grocery run, and I just wanted to show you some of my essentials for my everyday bag.
Okay, so some makeup items she's going to go through, which I think has something to do with maybe the way animals were used in the production of it, but this doesn't make me like, it makes me more concerned that you are totally effed up. You're preyed upon in Hollywood, and this is some kind of sadistic virtue signal, and this is bad for your image, okay? Like, famous actress lady who's an amazing singer and was amazingly beautiful, but like you were either on Ozempic or Zepbound or whatever it is, overdone, and you have that weird, emaciated look. You were fine. And so Hollywood is preying on you somehow, and you're part of the make beauty ugly cult, which I've never understood. I can't fathom it. So just keep going. Demonstrate your strangeness more, please.
Of course, I Miss Mercury highlighter. This is a brand new one. It's gorgeous. Best highlight in the entire world. And my lip combo today, since I know you're all wondering, I did a layer of our Blur Butter and Velvet Lime. Love. Sometimes I like to layer my lip products. A great combination is Blur Butter and Bossy Balm. I always carry with me and Cosmo.
Oh, wait, hold on. It sounds like she says basil bub.
Is Blur Butter and Bossy Balm. I always carry Fembot with me
and
Cosmo.
I don't know. It does sound like that evil demon from the Bible, but whatever.
With me. Today I'm going to go for a little Bossy Balm. Delicious. So that's my look for the day.
Yeah, troubled that one. I'm not kidding either. I'm disturbed by that. If I were your father, I'd say, what are you doing? Like, can you imagine classic Hollywood actresses of old? Like, even, people who had reputations for being kind of wild. Marilyn Monroe, for example, had a reputation for being kind of a wild woman. That was so mild in that day compared to this crazy shit. And I think that Ariana Grande is doing a number on her brand. Like, there are guys like me who will never stop thinking that you're like a confirmed weirdo for doing something like that. And granted, I do a lot of strange things here, but I'm not a gorgeous woman and dumping blood all over my body. It's one thing to protest, but I'm too distracted by anything that you might be protesting. It could even be valid. I might even agree with it. It's overshadowed by the fact that you're doing something abundantly strange that is a permanent record right there that diminishes your whole Hollywood media value, your commercial value. You're someone I can't take as seriously because that just creeps me out something fierce. Vastly, profoundly. I just can't freaking believe she would do that. So I actually am going to take you into my second break of the day. And what am I going to play here? All right, I want to come with doggone it. This, I thought I had it last night all sorted out, but I'm going to play. Here we go. That's what I want. No, I did that already, dude. All right. I'm going to play this same one you saw already, and I'm going to take you into this break, and I will be back in just a moment, people. All right? Okay, bear with me. 1, 2, 3, and here we go.
Hot topics, comic book reviews, and pure Paul. Weird, quirky, edgy, and humorously unhinged.
Weird, quirky, edgy, and humorously unhinged.
Dive in for takes that hit different.
Dive in for takes that hit different.
QR Dizzle, Saturday nights at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Streaming live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. QR Dizzle, Saturday nights at 7:30 p.m.
Hello. Hello, hello. QuantumRecall.tv. It's time to start winding down here, everybody. It's a whole room full of TVs. It's a lot of work preparing for this. Yeah. So am I not saying anything? Is it awkward right now? Visit quantumrecall.tv. Follow on social media. Let me do this for you right here. Click on that QR code. It'll take you right to the social media page on my website. Please do it. As always, watch Quantum Recall TV live Thursdays at 12:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, streaming on X, YouTube, and Rumble. Or maybe QR Dizzle is a little more your style. QR Dizzle streams live on the same social network Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I can really tell at the end of this, like I'm so much reading better than at the top. Like when I'm not warmed up talking, it's harder to read out loud. I don't know if that sounded too crazy the way I was talking about that Ariana Grande stuff, or I don't know. I always have these little mixing snafus, and I'm in the process still of refining everything. But everybody, my name is Paul Vincent Serini. I'm your host here. And I pour my heart and soul into this. And I like to end these things by saying, how do I do this without screwing this up? I'm not going to screw this up right now. Show end. Okay. I want to say peace be with you all. And I did screw it up a little bit.
Yeah.